in the last EuroBasket, they thought that they had enough to win this season's EuroBasket. And guess what? They came in taking the team too lightly, and they said that so much after the press conference. So in a one-game scenario, anything can happen. You get it rolling early, you hit some shots, you start feeling good, and then you forget about the records, forget about not having a win in 48 years and everything else, and you just go out and play basketball. And I think that's what will be best for Hungary today.
Okay, we're going to have a pause in the commentary and listen to the national anthems for both Hungary and Serbia.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthems. Ulusal maçlar için sizleri ayağa kalkmaya davet ediyorum. First, the national anthem of Hungary. Macaristan Ulusal Marşı. And now, the national anthem of Serbia, Sırbistan Ulusal Marşı.
Okay, the national anthems have been played and the coaches exchange pleasantries. Playing Ivkovic of Hungary and Alexander Sasha Djordjevic of Serbia. Players say hello. They know each other well. They compete against each other in international competition. And we will get a look at the referees today as well. Leandro Lezcano from Argentina in the middle. Georgios Porsanidis from Greece on the left, and Yener Yilmaz from Turkey on the right. And it's at this time that we always take the snap and I hand it off to you, Mr. Gay.
And here we're going to get set to look at the roster that Hungary features here, and an opportunity for them to, as you said, really put a footprint on the basketball world. No wins, 48 years it took them to win one game. They got that win. They follow up, they get that second win. They go 2-2 in the group stage and then lose to Spain in the final game. You see the starting lineup there. Adam Hanga is the guy we're obviously going to profile throughout. He is the leading scorer on this team. I'm stepping out on the limb and saying Roscoe Allen has to have a big-time game. He has to be able to shoot well enough to space the floor for a guy like Hanga to be able to use his dribble and be able to create for others. On the other side of things, Serbia. Well, we know what we're going to get with Serbia. This is a very team-oriented offense. Bojan Bogdanovic has had a terrific tournament so far. Who's going to be that secondary scorer? That's the question that many are going to ask. As we look at the starting lineup for these guys, they go pretty deep into the bench, and they get guys' contributions from elsewhere. Not so much on the stat sheet, but the little plays that don't show up on the stat sheet. Those energy plays. That's where we're going to ask the question today. Who's going to step up and make that energy play? Because in the games that we've seen so far, as we take a look at the spotlight players, Bogdanovic, Hanga, it's easy to say that these two can fill it up without question. Can Hanga weigh the weight of the world's going to be on his shoulders to produce offense, to keep up with the scoring pace that Serbia is going to come out with. Hungary, at times so far in the group stage, they've had trouble finding the basket. If it wasn't for Hanga, there'd be times where they didn't score 50 points in a game. So who's going to help him a little bit on that offensive end? I think it's going to have to be Roscoe Allen to be able to hit some threes and get it going. In the games that we've seen so far, we've seen 5 games in this round of 16. Teams have kind of used the first 5 minutes to feel each other out. Nerves have been there. Shots haven't been hit. They're running their stuff. They're missing opportunities, a lot of turnovers. If Hungary can avoid that, because Serbia are going to find their way. They're not going to be pressured in this situation. If Hungary can avoid that first 5 minutes and get into their flow early and play carefree basketball, they'll put themselves in a good position to cause an upset. Let's hope they have a better time of opening or finding a net than opening water bottles as the six on there.
Well, Ivkovic coaching in this final round, and everybody knows the coaching fraternity knows him, and they also know this guy, Djordjevic. They know him obviously for those legendary days as a player, and he's really proving to be just as legendary as the coach.
First 5 minutes is going to be so important for both teams.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Istanbul, Turkey. It's FIBA EuroBasket 2017, and it's Serbia against Hungary in the round of 16. And as you've alluded to, Carlin, the first 5 minutes crucial for this Hungarian team especially. And already they give an easy one away to Kuzmic.
You see the size mismatch there. Hungary doesn't have bigs that are over 2 meters, so they're going to have to really do a good job of defending as one unit, as one team, and really create some sort of a wall and prevent those easy baskets inside.
Wittmann, who looks for some space, hands it off, and Allen is going to have to chuck it up, and an inauspicious beginning for the Hungarians. Jovic over to Lucic. Talking about hustle players, keep an eye, especially on Lucic. He does a lot of the dirty work. Nice play by Vojvoda to get the steal. Gets it to Hanga. Hanga over to Roscoe Allen. It's good. The three-pointer, just like that. Hungary take the lead.
The question I asked at the beginning of the game, would Allen be able to shoot well enough to keep his team in game and space the floor for Hanga to create? You see early on, able to knock down the three-pointer. Hopefully that gets him going.
Lucic puts up a three. Good. Well, Vladimir Lucic is a high flyer. He's a scrapper, and he's also got that perimeter game. Hanga drifts in, and the ball rattles out now over to Jovic.
Saw in that last possession for Hungary, they had trouble, and they had trouble scoring.
Jovic drives in, puts it up off the glass with the left hand.
Had trouble scoring in the half court. They had an opportunity to run that time, but couldn't find an easy basket, and then they give it to Hanga, who has a lot of pressure on his hands to not only score for himself, but create for others.
Well, Adam Hanga flirted with the move to the NBA this summer, but decided to remain in Europe and to play for Barcelona. So he's joining the enemy somewhat from Baskonia. Here he is, a high arcing shot.
Again, not much movement offensively that time when they handed off to Hanga with not much time on the shot clock.
Oh, and they're going to count the basket, saying Kuzmic was already in the shooting motion.
That's double trouble. You don't want Hanga picking up that type of a foul. You need him in the game, and then also fouling softly and allowing the and one opportunity. See Jovic driving in for the layup there.
So an early timeout here is Hungary know they're in danger of falling into a deep, deep hole at the very beginning of the contest.
We talked about the fact that they don't have that size to really, or that rim protector inside to prevent the easy looks that Serbia can create with their offense. All the points right now in the paint have been, except for the 1 3-point shot, 6 points in the paint, and they've been right on the doorstep. Not much inside for Hungary, but they're going to have to do it as a team, as a unit. Build a wall, try to prevent the ball from getting inside, maybe front on the post. But it's going to have to start with the defensive end if they're going to want to be able to keep in touch with this game, because Serbia's going to score. They're going to put up points. You have to make it difficult for them. Like this stuff, there's a nice job of playing team defense and then getting out on the floor. That's that three that we talked about from Allen. And working in transition. A team that can't score in the half court, it's important for them to run, and that's a good sign for them early on. But on the other end, you got to convert those efforts or get those opportunities to run while using your defense.
So Kuzmic, who really has gotten better as the tournament has gone on, in my opinion, gets the three-point play. And if you're Ivkovic and Kuzmic is the man that's leading the way, you know you got problems. Vojvoda. And Kuzmic with the board. Bogdanovic steps back outside. Jovic waiting for Kuzmic to get down low. Hanga knew the pass was coming, and it goes, and again, Kuzmic. The patience of Serbia gets him another dunk.
Hanga goes for the steal, and they make him pay. The defensive scramble just wasn't there, and another easy basket inside. You see Kuzmic already 7 points on the night. Most of those have been dunks.
And this time, Lucic trying to get the steal, bumps into Hanga.
Saw the stat there on screen. Only 12 assists a game for Hungary, as you see Lucic pounding it home for 2. Ball going to be so important for this team because, like I said, they really depend on Hanga to create offensively. They can't do that against a Serbian team. They're such a good defensive team and so disciplined. You're going to have to move them from side to side to get open shots.
Allen, where he hit 1-3. And Ivkovic pacing in front of his bench. Hands open like we're leaving some good looks here for this team. And fortunately for them, Vercevic misses the long J. Of course, Serbia without several players at this EuroBasket. You know, have they missed them? Well, maybe out on the perimeter with that perimeter game, that perimeter shot. You can't take 7 players away from a team that reached the final of the Olympics. I think it's not going to have an impact. Inside they go, and the miss there from Hungary is number 21, Karahodžić. Kemal Karahodžić, who was a teammate, in fact. Excuse me, I'm thinking of a different Karahodžić. So Barman Marjanovic has come in for Kuzmic.
How many doorways he can go through without ducking his head. He moves pretty well for his size.
He does indeed, and we'll get a look at him. No doubt, I'm sure he'll be immediately involved in the offense.
And saying that Hungary's going to have to make him move defensively, really, to make him pay.
Well, he catches it right under the basket, and that gives Hungary no chance. It's as easy as that. If you're going to let him set up down there, just turns, puts the ball up over the rim.
It's funny because there's not much you can do defensively. You got to help and stop him from even trying to catch the ball, because if he catches the ball down there, he's on his tiptoes and he's throwing it down. So the work has to be done before he even catches the ball. It wasn't done that time, and then he compounded with the foul.
Oh, Marjanovic misses, there you see his numbers for the tournament. Misses the free throw.
Have to get some movement offensively.
Voivoda for three.
Another possession where they just dribbled, no movement, not one single pass and throw up a three. It's not going to get it done at this level, at this stage.
Bogdanovic just drives in and scores with a layup. And Serbia threatening to deliver a knockout punch.
Again, another penetration, another drive where you're getting points right at the rim on the end of a 14-0 run at the moment for Serbia.
That long-range shot from Ferenc, who's just checked into the game. And now the pass from Bogdanovic to Marjanovic. And, you know, it's interesting that Serbia finished 4-1, just like Latvia, just like Russia. And they play, as you look at the replay of Bogdanovic, they play Hungary, who without question are the big underdogs. But you've also got Russia going up against Croatia tonight. They were 4-1.
Sometimes you need a little bit of luck if you want to medal in this type of tournament.
And now Keller gets involved. Much better.
Much better offensively. They get a little bit of movement. They use the screen and roll. Make Bojan Bogdanovic work. Make him move, because he's not going to be able to keep up with the pace of Keller, and Keller doing what he does best, taking it right to the tin and nearly trying to tear it off the backboard there.
So much better indeed from Hungary. An offensive foul called against Marjanovic.
Like to see that replay if we had an opportunity. But it's saying that the last couple of possessions have been better. The nerves seem to be leaving a little bit now. Get some movement offensively, get your stuff at the rim, and then go on a little bit of run.
Eilingsfield also in the game for Hungary. Number 22 in Matchvan has just checked in for Serbia. Number 6, Voivoda with a little runner.
Even though the shot was missed, again, continuing to move the defense. Obviously, they're attacking Marjanovic, trying to make him move, putting him in screen and roll situations.
Micic, the backup point guard. Lucic now into Matchvan. And no doubt about it, Pearl committing the foul because he sensed the mismatch.
He didn't look interested in trying to take that body into his chest. He fouled straight away.
So Hungary have now committed 4 fouls. Anymore, it'll put Serbia on the line. And good anticipation from Eilingsfeld. Ferenc, and Ferenc shows he's got the range.
Again, good job of creating the offense early. Ferenc knew that he had the rebounders there, so he decided to take the shot. He was able to knock down a trifecta.
And now good reach. Hungary had a chance, the ball right in their hands, and they end up with it. Keller hands it off to Pearl. Pearl, oh, nice drifty move to the line and gets up to the rim and now has a 3-point play opportunity.
We asked the question, would Hungary be happy just being here, or would they come to play?
Look at this.
Starting to see them move now. A nice dribble drive, the Euro step, getting them go the misdirection, and be able to take the contact and finish at the rim. But this is what I like, the effort defensively that's creating these opportunities. They're not wasting any time right now. They felt as though, you know, they might be disrespected. Most people aren't expecting them to be here. It took them 48 years to win a game. They've made it 2 so far. They're definitely trying to make it 3.
Well, that was a terrific little mazy run from Pearl. And then his free throw rims out.
See the number, they're getting the turnovers. 5 turnovers for Serbia. That's the way that Hungary can stay close in this game and give them a chance.
Milosavljevic hands it off to Kuzmic. Keller on him. Jovic now goes baseline. Lucic for 3. And Keller goes up strong. Got some hops, Keller. Hanga says we can play with these guys. Back outside to Pearl. Pearl drives in. Nice little injection of offense with Pearl. In fact, on the defensive end as well, it's back to a 4-point deficit for Hungary. And the bump will put Matchvan on the line as he was running right across the free throw line. Here it is again, Pearl.
See the last play by Pearl, showing the up fake and then getting into the teeth of the defense, not being afraid of Marjanovic and able to float it home.
Matchvan had a great opening to the tournament in the game against Latvia that Serbia won 92-82. Then his performance has kind of dropped off a little bit, but then again he had raised the bar so high with that opening game. He's actually a member of the team in 2010 that played here in Istanbul and made it to the semifinals of the World Cup, FIBA Basketball World Cup. Here's Keller. Oh, beautiful bounce pass, and Ellingsfeld jams it home.
Nice work. A little bit of soft pressure there at Hungary. Decisive passes, not afraid of it. The ball did not touch the ground once. They were able to walk away with a dunk.
Milosavljevic. Now Matchvan gets it to Kuzmic. He's going to attack Keller. Turns to his right and gets it to go. Not much you can do if you're Keller, unless you perhaps have to make sure you keep him out of the lane before he catches it.
The work has to be done before the catch. Catching it that deeply, it's going to be trouble all night long.
And the block on Keller. Illegal screen.
Pearl went a little too early there. Didn't allow Keller, as we see the last play by Pearl and Keller, finding Wellsfield over the defense for the dunk. But on the offensive foul by Keller, Pearl didn't let him set up. The guard has to wait for the big to set the screen. He was impatient that time. Unfortunately for Pearl, he caused the offensive foul, going back the other way, down 6.
Kuzmic has it at the line. Good hands from Vojvoda. Comes up with a steal. And he just decides to take it all the way, and he does. Oh, we're seeing some really good stuff from Hungary.
They're turning them over, and they're creating offensive opportunities for themselves. They struggled to score in the half court. We said that all along, but now finding ways to get out in transition, and it's been layup city so far for Hungary.
Well, a foul called on Vojvoda. 42 seconds left in the quarter. Watch. Good hands.
Pearl's been terrific off the bench as Vojvoda takes that to the tip. But him getting into passing lane that time, creating the deflection. Vojvoda gets out on the run. Everyone running their lanes, spacing the floor. Look, they have 16 points in the first quarter. Hanga hasn't done much.
Which is a great sign. And it was when they were going to Hanga and they weren't moving, like you said, on offense. When they were stale, obviously the message got through and everybody else picked it up. They've gotten a huge lift from some players like Pearl, Ellingsfeld. Vojvoda's playing well now, so this is encouraging for Hungary. Serbia nevertheless restore the 6-point lead. Pearl. And the foul by Kuzmic will be the 4th of Serbia on Serbia. So they've actually avoided getting into the bonus here. Still got 28.4 seconds. Any more will put them on the line.
Allen, the only big on the floor right now for Hungary, content to go with 1 in, 4 out.
Well, we've already seen that Allen can nail it from long range. We know Hanga can. Eilingsfeld back to Pearl. 2 on the shot clock. Pearl's got to launch it. He gets it off just in time, but it was a tough shot in the end. Bogdanovic now. So the offense didn't flow that time for Hungary. Bogdanovic drives in, and there is Kuzmic, who's been a real problem for Hungary. And At the end of one, Serbia have gone back in front, 24-16. Here's another look at that last play. Kuzmic having a career game already. 11 points in the first quarter for Serbia. They're on top, 24-16. Well, they're the numbers, and you know it's much better for Serbia, obviously, but the 2 threes. One thing that Hungary haven't been able to do is get to the line as often as Serbia.
You see that 80 points from 2-point range. A lot of those are layups and dunks, and we know that Hungary is undermanned, undersized inside, so they're going to have to do the work before the catch. That's going to be the adjustment for the second half. But they're in a good position. They started off a little tight. It looked like the game could have run away with them. Take the timeout, settle the nerves, get into the game. They've gotten some steals. They've gotten able to get out and run. 6 turnovers for Serbia after 1 quarter. A team that wants to take control of the ball, that wants to take care of the basketball, they're not going to be happy with that. They've given up 12 points off turnovers. They cleaned that up. This spread could be huge. But for Hungary, you're happy to get 16 points in the quarter. Adam Hanga hasn't been able to really get into the teeth of the defense. He has the 1 assist, and that was in a transition play on the Allen 3. He's going to score. Can the others score enough to keep up with Serbia?
So Hungary starting the half here. Keller catches, turns, scores. Nice jump hook.
That was beautiful. They get him on the cross screen, put him on the block, a lot of movement. And he was decisive when he caught the ball down low. Wasn't looking to pass. He knew he was going to his offhand and put it home.
And the jump shot is good. Bogdanovic, he's already got 7 points. Hanga hands it off to Pearl, but Pearl can't catch it. Jovic, and his pass, not sure where he thought Vircevic was going to be. Vircevic thought was going to be in the corner, but
see the last Bogdanovic 3-pointer coming off and being effective. He's had obviously the good start to the tournament here in Istanbul. He feels comfortable from beyond the arc, and they can get him open shots like that. More times than not, it's going to go down.
Voivoda has it over to Keller. And Serbia concerned. They're going to call timeout to talk about it. Keller's basket makes it 27-20.
And to be honest with you, they should be concerned because Keller's come out and he's been getting easy looks at the 10 now. The defensive pressure on the perimeter not there for Serbia like it was at the beginning of the game. That's also a credit to Hungary because they're moving off the basketball now. They weren't doing it at the beginning of the game. They were standing still, had cement shoes on. Now they're starting to go into the offensive flow. Guys are moving off cuts. Keller is not afraid of the moment. He's attacking the defense. They're pulling the bigs away from the rim to allow guys like Keller to have that running start and be able to score with an unprotected rim. So Serbia has work to do, even though they're up 7 at the moment.
Well, Hungary they didn't finish first in their qualifying group last year by accident, and also, they demonstrated in hostile territory in Romania that they could face the adversity and overcome it. Being the host nation, they were hungry to get their win, which they didn't get. No pun intended.
Well, did a good job, and they've also identified how they're going to work offensively. They're not big enough to pound it inside, so what do? They're going to pull the bigs away with the screen and roll action, and now Serbia has to decide how, as a team, they're going to defend that and prevent that.
And it goes, and Kuzmic, and what Hungary have to ask themselves is how are they going to defend that, because Kuzmic is having just no problem going to work on that low block.
Well, you and I can make layups. Kuzmic has 13 points right now, and all of his points have been in the charge circle.
And remember, Marjanovic also had that basket. So Serbia making it look easy right now.
Here's the replay. Keller wanted to front, but he just couldn't get around the big body. Kuzmic did a good job moving his feet, shielding him off. And then when you catch it that deeply, that big, it's going to be 2.
Hanga. And long jump shot again for Hungary. And Zoltan Pearl is making the impact, already above his average for the tournament.
Good job there by Hanga, staying patient. He had Keller on the roll, but there was a lot of traffic there.
And it goes, and foul called against Hungary. Well, you can see the desperation that they feel to try to combat that interior attack of Serbia. Watch this. Hanga gets in. I'm not even sure that was a pump fake by Kuzmic. Hanga just went up anticipating. Kuzmic took the punishment. So the question is, Guduric checks in. He'll be playing for Fenerbahce here in Istanbul this coming season. The question is, how many is he going to get in the first half? Because at this rate, he could easily get to 20 points. He's going to come out for a breather. Marjanovic and Matchvan come in. Also, Birčević goes out.
And again, it's been easy stuff at the rim. On average, for the tournament so far, coming into this game, he was averaging 33% from the field goal for a field goal percentage. He's up to 86%. You and I can go out there and make layups.
Well, speak for yourself.
They got to be able to do the work.
I used to be able to.
The catch.
Absolutely. Allen, pump fake. Well, he worked his way in there to get an easy one. Or at least a good look. Couldn't convert it.
Much better effort by Keller that time, preventing the post entry.
Lucic says, I think I'll drive in, and he's going to get blocked by Keller.
Beautiful defensive set there by Keller. Prevented the post entry, and then coming over on the help. Not losing responsibility there that time, and coming away with the block.
Hellingsfeld is going to come back into the game, and Ferenc, Allen, and Keller will go out. Keller's, I like his presence in there. Ivkovic is applauding his players.
Can't see him sitting on the bench for too long if he's going to give that type of effort. Giving Hungary good minutes off the bench, on both ends of the floor as well.
Guduric to Marjanovic. Foul before the shot. Porsanidis, the Greek official, saying there was a push.
Again, the Keller block. Went up straight. Didn't use his body. Nice couple of minutes there off the bench for Mr. Keller.
Mitic back in the game, and the reach from behind. Foul called on Vojvoda. Thought he'd forced a turnover.
If he had just moved his feet, stayed in front of his man, they had him right where they wanted him. The shot clock was winding down. They had 5 on the shot clock. Nothing was happening for Serbia on this possession. And then you bail them out and give them a fresh 14 to foul away from the basket.
Guduric into Matchvan, and he gets blocked. Nice swat there from Ferenc. And then Matchvan reaches over and to stop the fast break, commits the foul.
Number 6.
Smart there by Matchvan as you see the foul, staying in defensive position and making sure that it wasn't an unsportsmanlike call, as that block leading to the break. Hungary clearly wants to keep their foot on the gas pedal. Every time there's a turnover or deflection, they're out running.
Vojvoda makes a very difficult catch. Guduric on him, and Vojvoda just launches it, perhaps ill-advised, advisedly. Micic, and then he ends up passing it to himself and lost control of it.
It was deflected, so it wasn't a violation that time.
And Lucic with the reverse layup. Now the lead grows to 10, back to double digits.
Pearl is doing a great job of moving without the basketball and finding open areas on the floor. Every time Hanga probes, Pearl's the only one moving, looking for a cut. You can see the last layup there by Lucic. Everybody ball watching for Hungary, and Lucic moving behind the defense, finds himself in an easy two.
Guduric is going to pick up a foul. Djordjevic, the wheels are turning inside his head. He's arguing there was no foul. Ivkovic says, don't listen to him. Of course that's what he's going to say. And Vojvoda for three.
That was a big shot because Hungary is having trouble finding the basket. Last couple of minutes there, Vojvoda stepping up, second leading scorer on the team. Going to have to provide some scoring punch today. It can't all be Adam Hanga, who's now on the bench at the moment. So important minutes here for Hungary as we see Vojvoda stepping up. Don't be scared to shoot. You got here shooting the rock. The only way you're going to stay in the tournament is shooting the rock. Take the shots that you're accustomed to taking.
Well, you want to get your feet set. You want to be in the flow of the offense, don't you?
That time it was using the screen nicely. They went under and you made them pay.
Micic to the corner, Matchvan. And Wittman, who's got a good stroke himself, hasn't had any room to launch it yet. Ferenc, out it goes, and Vojvoda tried to use the glass there. And a foul called. Is it Lucic? He's a magnet for fouls. He picks up one.
Same discussing with the referee there. He thought that was a little bit of an unfair one. He did give the shove in the back. Not going to get away with that at this level.
Three-point attempt, and the foul on Lucic.
Tough couple of minutes for Lucic there. He got caught in a screen. The closeout was late, and you compound it with the foul. Here we see it. He just did touch him on the wrist, never gave him space to land, and now he sees himself on the bench with 3 fouls in his back pocket.
Well, it's something that we've seen in every single game. Somebody taking a three-point or shot and getting fouled. That is how the game has evolved. I mean, the shooting, there's so many threats. The coaches want their players to get right up on them, to get a hand in the face. I mean, it's often, it's player says, yeah, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to try to get a hand in the face or not?
It's catch-22, but there's a way to close out in a controlled fashion. That time Lucic was a little bit out of control as he was closing out. Definitely drew the foul that time. He'll have some time to think about it as he sits next to his coach.
You saw those Hungary fans there. They're looking kind of like something special might be on the cards here.
Well, 4-point game. I don't know if anybody expected this, but they're playing defensively perfectly.
If Serbia, as they go back up by 6, didn't have this incredible size advantage with Marjanovic and Kuzmic inside, they'd be in real trouble because they've just gotten so many easy baskets. But where they haven't been brilliant is on this end, and Wittman puts up 3.
It's going to be the key to the game. Can they keep hitting 3-point shots to make sure that Marjanovic has to come out on those screen and roll situations. He can't just camp out in the lane.
And Marjanovic kind of gets pushed away. He misses, and Hanga shows his athleticism, getting up there and knocking the ball off the rim. Wittmann, baseline. Ellingsfeld, oh, nice pass from Ellingsfeld. He's playing terrific today. Ferenc with the basket. And that forces a timeout with 3:56 to go. And quite frankly, folks, I don't care if this is a upset or not. I mean, it is must see. This is incredible.
You see Marjanovic, that time, they got him moving. Don't let him rest on the defensive end. Make sure that he's going to work. It's hard to defend him offensively. When he catches the ball in and around the ring, it's going to be a bucket or a foul. Make him work defensively. Make sure that he can take him off the floor. That's what Hungary's doing. That's been the story of the game so far. 62% shooting right now for Serbia. The only reason we talked about it, we're going to continue to talk about it all game long. They're getting easy looks on the doorstep. Can Hungary now make the pay on the defensive end? Because those bigs do not, believe me, they do not want to chase anyone around having to guard screens and having to guard point guards on the perimeter either. There you see Marjanovic. That's a good job of doing the work before he catches it. Hanga knocks it off, but make life hard for him. That's the first time he's caught the ball outside of the paint. The shot goes up, and that gives you an opportunity now to run because he's so deep. If it's not a made basket and you force him to run, you'll play 5-on-4 for the majority of the evening.
Saw the emotion from Lucic, a little bit frustrated with his foul situation. Bogdanovic gets back to Mačvan, and again Marjanovic catches. This time he's going to pass it back out, and Wittmann, great hustle there from Wittmann, reaching out, but just got a little bit of the Serbia player. Is it Milosavljevic?
That's the foul that puts them in a penalty as well. That's good effort, though. Again,
Bogdanovic. Good call by the ref as well.
Absolutely.
No question.
The scramble that wasn't happening in the first 5 minutes of the game, now happening. The help is helping the helper, and they're being able to get out on the floor when they do get those turnovers and run a little bit. Still, 16 points in the paint for Hungary, 14 points off those turnovers.
So modest numbers by his lofty standards. Bogdanovic at this stage, but long way to go.
He'll get it going eventually.
Leader of the horde is what he goes by. And Wittmann, the three, and Hanga flies in for the tap. Now back. And you can see the traits. There's Mačvan. Oh, that's a killer for Hungary. That pushes it back to a 9-point lead.
Did a good job of stopping the initial break, but
oh, nice move from Hanga. You're seeing those traits, his characteristics that made him such an appealing player to bring to the NBA, San Antonio. And in the end, he's elected to stay in Europe.
They rarely get it wrong, do the Spurs.
So another foul and more free throws. And this is what they are beating. Serbia are beating Hungary. Not on this one. This is great hustle again from Ferenc. They're beating him with the easy layups. They're beating him now getting to the free throw line. Their shots are easy.
And those are easy fixes if you're Hungary. Those are things that you can fix. Those are just effort plays, being in the right position. Right now, they're in a good position to close the half off with some momentum, keep them within single digits, go into the locker room saying, we haven't started the game off well. We were down 8 after the first break. Let's make sure that we start the second half a lot better than we started the game and give ourselves a chance later on. Because anything can happen. You keep it close. Anything can happen late. These neutral fans will start to get on Hungary's side a little bit here in this arena.
And Karahadzic.
Uzaylışı ayakta müdahale şartlar sadece 14 seconds. Hücum süresi 14 saniye yükseltildi. In the game for Hungary, Macaristan.
Nice moment there for Ivkovic, patting Ferenc on the back of the head. Has to be proud, really, of how these players have really conducted themselves today. Hanga gets in, passes back out. Pearl of Wisdom. How about that? Nails it from 3.
Pearl of double figures at the moment. 10 points and counting. And again, ball movement and movement off the ball for Pearl. Finds himself in an open spot. And all he has to do is set the puppies and let it fire.
Bogdanovic hands it to Kuzmic. Oh, he gets rejected from Hanga. That's how you deal with him. You put your best player on him.
Hanga hanging in the air that time to reject the big man inside. Look at the rotation. Helping the helper. No, sir.
Great extension. And like you said, showing the ability to hang.
God.
He likes hanging out underneath that rim, doesn't he? And it goes on. Beautiful pass to Karahadzic and the follow from Ellingsfeld, but they're going to count it. Basket, who's going to go to? It's going to be, here's again, Hanga, look at this.
Again, look at the patience he showed. Waiting for his man to find the area on the floor. I could have called that a goaltend.
Yep.
There's
Okay, yeah,
right
it went
there.
off the board first. Yep. And now Jovic goes in. Oh, man, that was a man's drive. Strong move from Jovic.
Turned the corner with one thing in mind, and that was to get to the 10 or get fouled. He was able to get 2 of that in.
Hanga. And Kuzmic gets the extension, brings it down. Now Jovic again. Matchvan comes to the line, turns, shoots, and good. Ivkovic, palms open, imploring his players, what are we doing on defense? And he's not afraid to take Adam Hanga to task, his captain.
And he should, because Hanga, I was just about to praise him for the patience he's shown offensively. He has no points so far in this game, but he's been able to not really rush his shot, feeling as though sometimes you get a star player that says, I haven't shot in a while, I'm going to get a shot up no matter what. Hanga hasn't done that until the last possession, throwing up a fall away in the corner, no movement offensively. You saw the defensive rebounding stats beginning to mount up now
For Serbia
with 16. 3-pointers. Serbia's knocking down 50% from 3. That's due fact to the bigs really drawing the defense in, and if you get open shots off of that, that number won't stay the same if Hungary can keep up the effort and continue to close out on the perimeter. And Serbia really isn't interested in taking that many 3-pointers because they've been getting so many easy looks inside. There's Matchvan who just rising up and knocking down one from the foul line that led to the timeout. And a good timeout. Under a minute to go before half. You don't want to lose momentum here heading into after what's been so far a nice half from Hungary. Not many people expecting much from them. They have the belief, though, that they can compete at this level. They've come out. We asked the question, are they going to just be happy to be here, happy to show up, or are they going to come to compete? So far, they've done the latter.
Absolutely, and I mean, I raised my hand. I'm surprised. I thought Serbia would be well on top by this stage. Vojvoda, good.
Nice. That's the way to come out of a timeout. Get it to one of your shooters, get him off of the screen. He hasn't hit a shot since the first quarter. Maybe that gets him going. Some momentum heading into the break.
Miroslav Levic turns, shoots. Matchvan, ball goes out of bounds. They had him surrounded. Vojvoda, one of the many Hungarian players that played in the Basketball Champions League this season.
Played at Olja.
Solnak. Olaj. Here's the drive from Bogdanovic. Oh boy. Once again, another layup. Seeing a little bit of a mismatch. 7-point game.
Get a good look if you're hungry here. Can't just be Hanga pounding the rock and then trying to create by himself.
Hanga. Shot clock winding down. Did he wait too long? Yes, he did. So good defense on that last set there for Serbia. May have had Vojvoda open in the other corner and didn't pass to him, but Serbia lead at 48-41 at halftime.
There you see the halftime stats, 50% from 2 for Hungary. They've been able to get inside 20 points in the paint so far at half. 14 of those coming off of the turnover. They've had 7 turnovers at Serbia in that first half. The assists for Hungary, that's the big number for me. 12 assists right now in the first half. That's their average so far for the tournament. So that means they're moving the ball, finding open looks, and they've been taking care of it. Only 2 turnovers so far, and that's credit to Hanga. Except for the last 2 possessions, he's been patient. He's been able to find other players, not forcing his shot, and it's been created a nice rhythm offensively for them. Their problem is they started off in the hole. They first 5 minutes of the first quarter, they just weren't ready. Took the timeout, they started getting things going. They got that 3 from Allen that really got them going. The nerves were out. Now they realize, hey, it's just basketball. That's all it is. It's just basketball. Serbia is just like a team that we played. They played Spain tough. Even though they lost that game big, they played Spain tough. So it's not like they can't play. It's not a lack of talent. It's just a lack of whether or not they want to bring it. And so far through 2 quarters, they've shown me that they do belong here and they do want to bring it. Serbia's in trouble. We have upset potential here.
Well, we'll see what adjustments they make during the break. We'll take a break ourselves. It's 48-41, Serbia on top of Hungary. We'll be right back. 48-41, Serbia on top of Hungary at halftime. And Bogdan Bogdanovic, the star for this Serbia team at the EuroBasket with 11 points. But the man that's been leading the way has been Kuzmic, Ognan Kuzmic. And for Hungary, Keller has been doing a good job inside. He's got 6 points and has been throwing his weight around. Adam Hanga has yet to get it going offensively. So, you know, if that were to happen, that could change the complexion of the game, but probably more a case of getting everybody clicking against Serbia. It's not going to be one man that's going to beat Serbia. It's going to be all hands on deck. And I suppose, Carlin, from your standpoint, if you had been Hungary before the game and you knew you were getting ready to start the second half trailing 48-41, would you have taken it?
Absolutely. And the fact that Adam Hanga has not scored, you'd say, I'd take it every day. He's going to get his points. He's up at double figures on the tournament. So far, he's shown his patience, playmaking ability, 3 assists. Now it's time to cash in on the opportunity that you have in front of you. Yes, you're down 7. Yes, you would have taken it before the game at half. Now you got to convert on that. Now you got to be able to dig yourself out of that 7-point hole. They've been able to go on runs throughout the game and shown that they've been able to get out of those holes. They went on a 9-0 run to start in the middle of the first quarter after starting off poorly. They can't have another follow-up on that poor effort to start the game. Those first 5 minutes at the beginning of the game really hurt them. These first 5 minutes at the beginning of this quarter have to be the catalyst to carry them through and possibly complete the upset.
I think so. I think it's that. They always say that anyway. I mean, the first 5 minutes of the second half is when a team is down. They need to make some inroads. So certainly, there has to have been a bolstering of confidence for Hungary in that first half performance. And
I agree.
See, Vojvoda is going to guard Bogdanovic on the inbounds, and they've all got a confident look in the eye. But Serbia are relentless, and I will be surprised if they don't come out all guns blazing.
How do they guard Kuzmic now? He's up at 15 points.
Second half action underway here in Istanbul with Serbia on top by 7 points against Hungary. And looking to turn it up a notch. Bogdanovic comes right out and drills the 3-pointer.
14 on the night for him, and that was easy. Just come off the screen, set the puppies, and let it fire. Hungary got back into the game with their defensive effort. They're going to have to continue that for the next 20 minutes if they want to have a chance at winning.
Adam Hanga hasn't scored, and good effort there from Keller. And what was Kuzmic doing? Just kind of stood there and watched.
Well, that's the rare offensive rebound that you get flat-footed. And Keller, just his effort alone, has kept Hungary in striking distance.
Bogdanovic goes baseline, gets it to Kuzmic. He's nudged out, so over to Milosav Levic. And he hits Serbia's second straight jump shot. That was a 2. Although they registered as a 3, I think it was a 2.
Referee was showing a 2, so I think you're right that time. They do adjust there on the scoreboard. Hang on the last possession, a lot of dribbling for him. Move the basketball, make the defense work.
And good penetration from Allen, but then he takes it too far, forces it. Bogdanovic with the switch, and his pass intercepted by Vojvoda. Vojvoda's played well for me today.
Sure has. He's that secondary scorer on this team. But he's also getting it done defensively.
Now Vojvoda gets down, over to Keller. Shot clock now down to 5. Allen decides to launch one. Milosav Levic gets the board. Kuzmic posting up. And
Number 7,
fouls on Whitman.
Second personal foul, Japan and teams first.
Knew he was going to get beat. Saw Bogdanovic turning the corner there. Look at Hanga. That was a lot of dribbling and a very tough shot. Lucky for him, Keller It's just putting in work here on both ends of the floor. 3 white jerseys around, only his red. And he was the only one to get a fingertip to it. 10-point game.
Bogdanovic gets inside. Wow, looked like he had an open layup. Gives it to Jovic, and Jovic sees the ball rattle out.
Intimidation there by Keller. Was right on his back.
Oh, beautiful bounce pass. What a finish from Pearl. That was a Pearl. Goodness me.
And he's giving them that scoring punch, getting him the extra minutes. He started the game on the bench, came in, was the Energizer Bunny for this team, now up to 12 points. Can he continue to tick it over for Hungary?
Match van for 3. Good. Well, they're shooting it well from the perimeter. And nice attempt to get it to Keller, but the kick on Jovic. Oh no, the foul, Kuzmic. I was saying a kick.
I thought it was a kick ball as well.
Watch this. Okay, this is at the other end. Passes it back out to Matchvan.
Spacing, allowing Matchvan all day long. Kuzmic not letting the ball stick to his hands and moving it well. That's tough for Hungary to defend.
Marcus Keller and Roscoe Allen lead the game. Pearl and Karahadzic, who's just come in, couldn't catch it. Ellingsfeld also is in the game now, and Jovic just kind of looked at the defense and don't look now, but the lead is 13 points.
Hanga kind of got back and just jogged beside Jovic, allowed him to lay that in. Never stopped the basketball, never made an attempt to make him make a decision.
And Miroslav Levic playing tough defense, but committing the foul.
There's a replay. Hanga's a star. Okay, he's a star in this tournament. You mentioned he had the opportunity to potentially play in the NBA. This type of defense, though, in transition is not going to get it done. Hands in his pocket, jogging beside Jovic. That's too easy.
Well, he's taking a seat. Looks like he's hurt one of his fingers, maybe his thumb. Long one as the shot clock is about to expire from number 15, Zaba Ferenc. So the timeout has been called here by Hungary. Game's starting to get away from them just a little bit here. They were down 7 at halftime, and now the lead is 13.
Good timeout here by Coach Ivanovic. And again, the start to the game had them in that hole. The first 5 minutes so crucial to them. They had to take the timeout to get refocused. Same situation here. First 4 minutes of the second half, they had to take a timeout to get in business. And it's a danger zone, as you said. Down 13. Hanga hasn't been able to find any sort of rhythm offensively. He needs to get it going now to get back into the game for Hungary, because they did all the work in the first half. Down 7 going into the locker room, and now they're wasting away their efforts. Poor defensive decisions. I mean, offensively, not really moving the ball, not forcing the defense to react to anything. And they're down 13. This is a real danger zone right now for Hungary if they want to stay alive here in EuroBasket 2017. There's the transition bucket by Jovic. That was almost like a drill.
Yep, they make it look easy sometimes. Hungary would love to force some turnovers here. We saw that early. And look at the passing, because off of Marjanovic, but he's able to collect it and put it up and in.
First time we saw them make the decision to front the post. Serbia doing a good job of swinging it to the other end to create the angle for the pass. No mistake for the big man, Boban.
And good anticipation. Jovic gets it again. He's going to go up and lay it up and in.
Serbia has decided how they're going to defend now. They're turning up the pressure on the perimeter. They're bumping. They're They're being aggressive. They're not reaching. They're playing great perimeter defense. I don't know that Hungary has the opportunity to let Hanga sit on the bench for too long as we take a look at that last turnover and Jovic layup above the rim.
So Keller will come back in fact, as well as Hanga. And Karahadzic and Vojvoda will exit the contest.
17-point lead. Where's the effort from Hungary that we saw get them back into the game with a 9-0 scoring run in that second quarter?
And again, Bogdanovic putting the pressure on, making life very difficult. Challenging the passes out on the perimeter. 10 on the shot clock, Matchvan. Now Pearl from 3. And Lazic, one of the numerous Serbian players. They go 12 deep. He comes out. Micic also in. And Bogdanovic whips it to Lazic. Micic. Again to Marjanovic. And has the ball knocked out of his hands by Hanga. And that's going to be an unsportsmanlike.
Sure is.
That was a full-blown tackle on Hanga. Well, I mean, today is Sunday, so.
First week in the NFL. Micic out there auditioning for a spot as a linebacker potentially. What a
that was a hit.
Yeah, big time hit. Maybe this gets Hanga going. This could be his first 2 points of the evening. Jinx him on that one, but
goodness me.
He had struggled throughout. On the previous possession, though, Keller did a good job of keeping the ball away from Marjanovic, making him have to work defensively just to catch it and find position. Keller is doing a phenomenal job on both ends of the floor. Hopefully his team could feed off of that type of energy across the board.
You can see that offensive foul on Hanga. And instead of complaining himself, he's going to let him coach look ironically and say, "Are you kidding me?"
Well, we've seen more contact than that this evening, but again, Hanga continues to struggle.
Oh, look at him read and get it right back.
That's what you like to see out of your star player. You're struggling, you can't find the basket. Your effort can't go down with your production. Nice play there. And
find other ways to help your team win. There's Pearl, and he is bumped by Micic. And that will be foul number 4 on Serbia here in the quarter. Pearl feels his way in, back outside to Hanga. And a rebound of Pearl. Ball bounced over Micic. Again, uses the screen well, the pick, and puts it up on the baseline. But rebound this time by Serbia. Matchvan into Marjanovic, and Keller was having to wrap up Marjanovic.
It's only his second foul, so he's not in danger right now of any type of foul trouble. But again, his work before the catch is so important right now for this Hungary defense.
Bogdanovic finds his way in. I thought that was going to be an alley-oop. In the end, Marjanovic catches it.
Smiles on the way back on defense.
Pearl with the fake over to Faric, and his 3 is good.
That was an important shot, an important possession there for Hungary, and Faric knocks down his second three-pointer of the night for 9 points. They needed to score. They had only 5 points in this quarter for a very long time.
Nice turn, but he doesn't finish. Keller with the rebound. Beautiful drive up the floor from Pearl, trying to put the pressure on the D, and another unsportsmanlike, and that was Pearl who took it well. I think almost made sure it looked like the referee knew that he'd been fouled. Watch this.
Picks up his second. İkinci foul.
That's what you call a clothesline by Marjanovic.
Well, we saw Boris Diaw clothesline a player earlier in the tournament. I don't remember who it was now.
İki serbest atış kullanacak.
It can be a physical game sometimes. So big opportunity for Hungary, down 15. After the free throws, they'll have possession. And just what they needed. Pearl's got all the moves, doesn't he? Looks like he understands the game, plays it well.
These fans there should be very appreciative of the effort that Pearl and Keller have given them to allow them to stay within striking distance. It's not out of hand yet, and there's plenty of time to come back. We've seen big comebacks so far at this EuroBasket 2017.
Some real big ones, especially up in Tel Aviv. There's Hanga. Shot clock down to 6. Hanga pulls up at the line. Just can't find the rhythm. And the pass, and right in the hands of Ferenc. I mean, it was such a bad pass. It went straight in the hands of Ferenc, and it was almost as if he wasn't expecting it. The ball went out of bounds.
And again, team defense, as we see the replay here.
Look at this.
Yeah, I think he was surprised by the fact that it was coming right to him. They're making Marjanovic work. Beginning of the game, he was getting a lot of easy licks right on the doorstep. Now everything he's working for.
And an offensive foul this time, battling for position on Marjanovic.
Wow, Keller is doing an incredible job defensively on Marjanovic. He's really starting to frustrate the big man. The big man will leave in his third foul. But credit Keller that time. Showed on the screen and roll, got back into the paint, found his man, and then drew the offensive foul. Doesn't get any easier for him now as Kuzmic back into the game. So,
although Bogdanovic is also, so turnover 11 rather for Serbia. Bogdanovic goes out, Marjanovic goes out, Birčević comes back in, Lucic as well, Pearl. Vojvoda. Look at the hustle from Pearl. Excellent play from Pearl.
Nice.
What hustle.
You can't complain about the effort for this team. Down 13, and look at this. A guy who wasn't starting in this tournament, didn't start this game. The effort shown right there.
Now he gets it. He goes in and tries to hand it off to Keller, and the ball batted away back into his hands, and he scores. He's got 16 points.
Sometimes when you work hard, the ball just seems to find you, and at that time,
look at Hungary. They're really getting after Serbia. Bogdanovic is on the bench. Now is the time, perhaps, to make their move. Jovic gets it over to Lucic, and it's Kuzmic inside against Keller. And great defense from Keller, but it's one thing to block the ball. You got to have somebody rebound it. Look at that. Keller's quick hands, and another steal for Hungary.
Boy, and he's tired. There's going to have to be a moment where he goes to the bench, but the effort can't drop with him resting.
Vojvoda gets inside, puts it up, and can't quite get it to fall.
So they're knocking on the door. They just can't seem to kick it in.
And Eiling's fouled. Pushed off Birčević, but there was a foul called. It is on Eiling's foul.
Boy, if I was Coach Vojkovic, right now I'd be looking to rest Keller. A minute left, you get the quarter break.
Watch here on the play. Right at the top of the key. He's kind of nudging him. I thought he'd raised his arm, actually. I didn't see it there. Here's Milosavljevic, and they are going to count it. What a drive from Milosavljevic.
That was a great drive. Falling asleep off the inbound, and and he made them pay, going right to the basket with authority.
Does not complete, and Eilingsfeld did not time his jump right, and Kuzmic ends up dunking it after the miss from Vircevic. So a double whammy that time.
Is that what we're calling that?
I don't know. Well, he got the free throw, and then the after the miss, he got the putback. Oh, Eilingsfeld falling down, and they will hold it for the last shot. They'll try to.
They waited too long.
Hungary's foul will put Serbia on the line. Not what you want.
That's a bad foul. Not only for the fact that it's his fourth. You're in the penalty. There were 3 seconds on the shot clock. You waited that long. That was not the time to take the foul.
This is definitely a double whammy if he makes the free throws. You would think for Hungary, if they have any chance of a comeback, they'd have to have Vojvoda out there on the court with his three-point shooting and his active hands on defense. They still have enough time to push the ball up the floor. Again, they give away the rebound. Vircevic puts it up. This time Keller knocks it away. And good defense from Serbia to prevent even three-quarters of the length heave. So 16 points is the lead. A lot of work now for Hungary if they're going to get back into it, trailing Serbia. Well, shooting numbers for Serbia are just something else, aren't they?
It's special inside, that's for sure. And couple that with shooting 56% from three-point range, it's going to be tough for Hungary to dig themselves out of this hole. But they can only do it with effort. They've been doing it so long. Now they have to convert on those opportunities. Thumbs up from that little man for this type of effort defensively from Hungary, getting out on the open floor. Vojvoda right to the tin that time. He picked up his fourth foul late. How is that going to affect the game? Hanga hasn't gotten going. He has 1 point through 3 quarters. Eventually, he's going to have to score if Hungary wants to dig themselves out of the hole. Important 5 minutes here for them. Their tournament lives on the line. Who's going to step up? We've seen Pearl have good games. We've seen Keller have a good game. Vojvoda. Who else is going to step up and contribute with those guys right now sitting on the bench?
So Ruzak in the game. Back up point guard. Passes outside. Ferinc for 3. That's good.
Good sign.
Ball goes around Lucic. Jovic has to chuck one up there from deep, and then Lucic, Milosavljevic falls down. So the ball goes back over to Hungary. So bright start here.
That's exactly the type of start you needed for the fourth quarter. You get a 3-point basket, and on the other end, force them to take a bad shot at the end of the shot clock. They almost gave it away by having to give away the offensive rebound. Blocking out so important at the end of defensive possessions. The effort's still there from Hungary, and they're still within striking distance. Plenty of time left in this game.
Toth, who's come into the game, number 12, hands it off. He's got it back now. No look pass into the corner. Vojvoda, good! That's what we're talking about. He is a threat. And just like that, they've reduced the arrears to just 10 points.
Starting this fourth quarter the same way they started the second quarter. They started that second quarter on a 9-0 run, and that got them going. Now 6-0 to start this one.
Eilingsfeld has the assignment of keeping the big man out of the lane, and now the reach from Toth forces the turnover. Ruyak. Well, Hungary is starting to believe, playing for the EuroBasket Lies. Ferenc for three. Good! Well, he got a little bit of love from the rim and the backboard, and the smile from Coach Ivkovic as he greets him. He says, guess what, folks? It's game on once again.
Just like that, they climb back into the game. 3 straight three-pointers. And it all comes off a defensive effort. They're turning the ball over and turning it into points. And Serbia right now in trouble. And you see the breakdown, another opportunity right now for them to continue off of the good start. A 9-0 run to start this quarter, that's exactly what they needed. It's 7, they're within striking distance, and their main guys are resting right now. Hanga on the bench, Pearl on the bench, Keller on the bench. The effort has been given by the second unit, that's exactly what they needed. Now time to get it going. They shot poorly in that third quarter, 17%.
You know, Toth has come out and made a couple of plays. Ruyak as well has looked capable. You just want to get 3 or 4 minutes from those guys and let the starters come back and try to finish them off. You've still actually got Vojvoda out there. Eilingsfeld continues just to play real tough minutes for Hungary. And he's got the tough assignment guarding Marjanovic.
That's an important 3 minutes for Hungary. Allow their starters to continue to rest and get them in the game to close out. If they can keep this lead to around 5 points, the starters will be in great position. They'll take that.
Matchman into, oh, look at that. Eilingsfeld knocks it away. Now, Serbia have to hurry, and they throw the ball away into the hands of Ruyak.
The great defensive effort continues, and you feel the fans now starting to believe a bit, as you said, Jeff.
Unbelievable. It was a 7-point game at halftime. That's what it is now. Vojvoda finds space, puts it up, and Marjanovic collects it. Jovic. Entry pass, and Matchman catches it and goes up for an easy one.
How do you see that? Great bounce pass to get it inside for Matchman. Jovic showing the dribbling display and then vision. Wow.
And Ruják has it taken away. Jovic avoids the foul, passes to Bogdanovic. Both scrapping away down low with Marjanovic. And he doesn't want to get too much on him. And that was a little too aggressive from Toth.
That's okay. Toth he just got into the game. He has more than enough fouls to give it away.
Marjanovic exchanging words. We haven't seen this entire tournament from him. Look at this.
Number 12 on the man. Picks up his first minute Japan.
They're here to play. They're not going to get bullied. They're going to give the effort. It's only a 9-point game. And if you're Toth, give that effort every time.
You're not out there to be his best friend, is what you're saying.
Not at all. He has 4 more fouls to give. If you're going to give him hard.
There he is. Marjanovic fights and even was blocked from behind. But the foul was before.
Number 15,
you don't want to give him a 3-point play. So that was good effort.
It's just so tough to guard. Once he gets down in that charge circle, not much you can do.
And he kind of wills the ball into the rim.
Almost went underneath the little limbo line there, the way he bent back. Knocks down that second free throw, and you look at Kuzmic, make him more defensive. force him to guard pick and roll situations. He doesn't want to work too hard on this end of the floor, being that big.
Rujak gets inside. Oh, tough move, but just didn't finish well. And good D, but then they can't keep Marjanovic from picking it up and scoring. The lead now back to 13, so a 6-0 run in response coming out of the timeout for Serbia.
Can't leave Keller on the bench too long. Hanga has to come back at some point as well.
Pearl at the line, blocked by Marjanovic.
He may be one of the most honest basketball players we have seen. Raising the hand after that foul. He knew he got him on the wrist.
Yeah, no question.
Acknowledging the ref was right in that situation. That's his 4th foul, so if you're hungry, you got to start attacking him, get him out of the game.
Oh, big miss here.
Huge miss. They haven't shot the free throw well at all this tournament as Hungary. I think they were around 64, 65% coming into this game.
Yeah, you need to be at least 70.
You're being kind there, 70.
And hopefully better. I've always heard 70 was acceptable, but
for me in high school, it was more than acceptable.
Bogdanovic turns, shoots, scores!
Danger zone for Hungary now. Can they keep up scoring pace? They're going to have to lock in defensively because right now, Serbia is looking for the knockout blow.
Yep. It's just awfully difficult to play against, to complete a comeback against one of the best teams in the world. Pearl for 3. And now they're not able to get a rebound. Tote goes out, and Rujak goes out. Eilingfeld comes in, and Faric back in. Still no Hanga.
Still no Hanga, still no Keller.
Faric steps back, and Pearl flies in to get the rebound and puts it back up and in. Probably the best game he's played in his Hungarian national team career. It's easy to say.
And what a day to pick that time to play that game. I mean, knockout stage, prime time, get it going. Kalahosic has had a tough night really guarding Marjanovic inside. He leaves his 4 fouls. I think this is a better situation though for Hungary because it allows them to get a smaller guy on Marjanovic and really force him to work to catch this basketball.
And good play, knocking it away, and they get it defensively. Also many problems, and Serbia got a shot clock violation with 4:45 remaining, 13-point deficit.
Need a bucket here.
Goodman runs through the lane. Eilingfeld pulls up and again hits a little jumper. I like him.
He's going to have to look to be aggressive. He has 4 points right now, but if Marjanovic is going to have to guard him, make him work, force him to come out on the perimeter, and that jump shot will force now Marjanovic to stick with him.
11-point game. Hungary definitely need to stop. And to Marjanovic, and he hands it off to Matsman, who's blocked from behind by Pearl. Look at Pearl on the open floor. Another weavy run from him, a mazy run, and he draws a foul from Lucic. Will it be 2 shots? And will it D?
Pearl has been terrific. We are singing his praises all game long. Look at him get out on the open floor, defense to offense, and forcing his way to 2 foul shots. Coming over and blocking the big man, that's what ignited the break.
Well, he's already got a game high, 19 points, now make it 20. He's got 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Got a couple of steals, a block shot now.
2 threes in the game as well. There's the block. What's your favorite drink, Jeff? Is it Orange Crush? Get out of here.
It's it is what should I say? Coffee, perhaps, this time of day?
I won't even follow up as a journalist should. I'll leave it alone. Let you get away with that one.
So Lucic into Marjanovic. I have to say, out of all the teams that I've watched the EuroBasket, I mean, Hungary might be the most impressive in terms of their refusal to go away in the face of a power like this. I mean, you just would have expected Serbia to have gone ahead and closed the door on this one. And they have not.
Slightly ajar.
Oh, Lucic goes baseline and jams it home.
Get up to the penthouse, Mr. Lucic, and throw it down.
Whitman gets in the lane. Little runner for him. He's an offensive-minded player and hasn't really been able to contribute much today, but that gets it back to 9.
Lead stops in the worst way.
And Marjanovic goes up and off the glass, and it's look back at this game. And when these big guys catch it down low, it's money in the bank. Rujak back in. It may very well be that we won't see Hanga again. Ellingsfeld.
Give it right back to make him make Marjanovic work.
Rujak, that's on line, is good, the 3. Well, don't go away, folks. 82-74, it's back to 8.
Every time you put Marjanovic in a pick and roll situation, there's an opportunity for an open look. Remember, he has 4 fouls.
Now Marjanovic catches it a long way from the basket. And Jovic tries to make the bounce pass. Goes off of Hungary, so 6 seconds remain on the shot clock.
Right, Jeff, I don't think we're seeing Hanga for the rest of the game. Is that this poor play? Could that be the hand injury as well that we saw?
I think it's an injury. He wouldn't lose his spot in the rotation, even though he struggled offensively, surely. Oh, they break down defensively, give away the layup on the inbounds.
They had him right there, didn't they? 5 seconds on the shot clock, and then you give away the layup on an in-down play. Stretch the lead back to 10.
1:45 to go. Rujak for 3. Good, another one. And it's back to a 7-point game. And we're seeing Rujak now. I'm like, where's that been? Why did you wait so long to bring him into the game? But desperate measures call for desperate moves.
It is desperation time. That's the bottom line here. A minute 37 remaining in the game. You can see the intensity there in the Serbian huddle. They know. They're letting Hungary stay around. One defensive stop could really put this game back in the balance. Serbia's controlled throughout. They don't want to give it away here. 24 points in this quarter scored by Hungary. That is a big amount for a team that has struggled to find the range. And Serbia right now struggling to close it out. And if they want to continue on to get to the medal stages, they can't have these lulls in defensive effort and lulls in being able to close teams out, because going forward, the winner of this game plays Italy. Italy does not make mistakes. They are well coached. They find open areas on the floor. And
but I think a lot, I mean, Yes, but also I think we have to tip our hat to Hungary. I mean, they've just been incredibly resilient. They haven't given up. I mean, these guys, you know, you're looking at guys coming off the bench, deep off the bench, that don't get many minutes, that he's leaving in the game right now because of the energy that they're bringing.
He's rewarded good play, and that's what a coach should do no matter what. I know the rotation's there, and guys like Hanga, you know, expect him to get big minutes. Hasn't played well today, as we see Bogdanovic, who has played well, 17 points throughout this tournament, perfect from three-point range. But guys like Pearl is being rewarded for the effort.
Oh, he's been the player of the game. You know Bogdanovic wants to shoot it, and that is a foul on Rujak, but to be honest, I mean, he was going for the steal, and I guess he just got under Lucic just a little bit.
Back to that double whammy, as you said, they missed the steal opportunity. The foul puts them in the penalty. Look at that. Just,
it wasn't that bad of a foul. I think what happened was he kind of put his backside underneath.
It's more so
if he hadn't done that, of course, you're not allowed to.
I think Lucic would be thankful, because if he hadn't done that, Lucic would have been hitting the ground harder than he did. Key free throw here.
Came from Lucic. You can see all the marks that he has on his arms from the wars that he's been involved with here at the EuroBasket. Kuzmic coming back in, Jovic, Marjanovic out.
It's the game here.
It's a 9-point game. They know Rujak can score now from three. Wittman finds his way out to the perimeter. Toth back to Wittman. Toth open. Well, had a good look at it. Just a little long.
Have to applaud the effort that Hungary gave.
I was just thinking about that. I'm going to stand up and give them some applause because they have been terrific. A sort of underrated Russia coming in this tournament, and I have to say I really underrated Hungary. Their desire to come out and compete. And Wittman catches it, gets rid of it.
Consider the circumstances that got them here. Hadn't won a game in 48 years at EuroBasket. They go and win 2, get to the group stage, get through the group stage, find themselves in a tough game against a powerhouse like Serbia. Their top scorer has 1 point, and they were within striking distance throughout.
And this is a team, don't forget, a perfect example of a team that will leave the EuroBasket on the back of a defeat, but a good performance that they can use to build towards the World Cup qualifiers that are going to come up in November. They've got a good feeling in their performance. Look at this, Ivkovic. They've got a lot to be proud of here today. They've got it back to 8. It's virtually impossible to come back against Serbia in this situation. And Pearl misses the second, but he's been absolutely phenomenal today. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And the teams meet each other, and it's game up, 86-78. I think that final score will probably raise some eyebrows. And Serbia, another step towards a spot perhaps on the podium. They come here without a lot of players, and yet they just keep winning games. 86-78, Serbia advanced to the quarterfinals.
Serbia advanced to the quarterfinals and sets up a tasty matchup against Italy. That's going to be fun. It'll be a battle of a team with Italy that doesn't have that one big inside. We see it, and Melli are going to have to try their hardest to keep Kuzmic and Marjanovic off the board, and they have the ability to do that with Coach Messina. He's going to find a way to put them in a position to win. As the crowd here gives the applause for Serbia and Hungary, and well deserved. I mean, we are going to talk about Serbia going on to the next round for the next couple of days, but let's give some credit to Hungary here. Getting to the group stages, getting in here tough. Their top scorer finishes a game with 1 point. They lose the game by 8. You see the stats there on screen.
You're also seeing, this is interesting how they're going to get a photo. Are they going to get a photo together? Okay, they wanted one.
And that shows you. I mean, we asked the question, are they happy to be here? Or are they just happy to be here, or do they want to compete? Well, both. They're happy to be here, and they did want to compete. They showed that in the scoreline. The stats will tell you that. They were able to turn Serbia, who has to protect the ball better, 15 times. Pearl comes in. Not many people knew who he was before today. You know who he is now. And that's someone that, using this confidence going forward, could be a factor at the World Cup qualifiers for this Hungary team. And as they take pictures in front of their fan base, they should be very happy with the effort they gave. They came in tough against the Serbian team and gave it all the effort in the world. As we continue to look at the top scorers from this game.
I think if you look at Kuzmic and Marjanovic with the 31 points, and then you look at some of the layups that Serbia were able to get, I mean, that was defensively.
That was the difference.
But you know what? It's not always that easy. If you've got a situation where you're defending against 7-footers like that, you got to keep them out of the lane, and that's the only thing they can do. They did a better job of that in the second half. But in the first quarter, certainly they didn't do it at all.
This is amazing scenes. This is what EuroBasket is all about. This is what playing for your country means. They are singing the national anthem here, guys. That's amazing. Goosebumps. Let's lay out.
Yep, we'll close it on that, folks. Thanks for watching. Very touching stuff. Hair on the back of your neck stands up watching that. That is a team that's together. That's a country that's behind his team. And they don't want to leave the EuroBasket. So, again, it bodes well for their World Cup European qualifiers campaign that's going to be coming up in November. And we'll have to keep an eye on this Hungary team. It's a step-by-step process.
That's a great thing about having the World Cup qualifiers, not only so soon, but having those windows where you now have home games. How rare is it to see games that matter being played at home? Now you have this Hungary team coming off the back of that, playing a game at home in front of their crowd, which will be intense. I mean, this is a great scene here at EuroBasket 2017. Amazing.
So they go to thank their fans for coming, and wow, what a joy it's been. I mean, I have to admit, it's really caught me by surprise. I wasn't in Cluj to watch them in the group. I was here in Istanbul. You were in Tel Aviv, so it's the first look really
live,
that we get at them. And they have made the most of their experience. Nobody gave them a catch chance of beating Spain and of beating Croatia, I think, in the group to first or second place. They advanced to the round of 16, and they faced one of the best teams in international basketball, Serbia. They gave them a great fight. The Serbia win it 86-78. There's more to come your way today, folks. Be sure to watch the EuroBasket here from Istanbul. We're signing off now. Thanks for watching.